Hi, welcome to the Writer's Toolbox. Today, we're looking at concluding paragraphs. Sometimes, when you're writing, something doesn't feel quite right. You ask yourself, have I made a strong claim? Yes. Have I used evidence? Yes. Have I used analysis? Yes. However, it still doesn't feel finished. So you ask yourself, what's the best way to finish a paragraph? An answer? Relate. This involves making or showing a connection, or even finding links. If you're writing a paragraph, you can conclude your paragraph by linking the last line to the main claim at the beginning of your paragraph. If this paragraph is part of a larger essay, you could always link it to your thesis statement, or even the keywords in the question itself. There are some tools that you can use to do this. For example, you can repeat ideas. Emphasize some of the points that you've already made. You can repeat language. Use some of those keywords from the question, your thesis statement, or the central claim to your paragraph. Or you can use synonyms, not the keywords themselves, but words that represent those keywords. Let's look at an example. Suppose you're studying George Orwell's 1984. Just for some context, this is a dystopian novel. It's set in a dark future where people's lives are controlled by the government, who is known as Big Brother. Big Brother watches every move, persecutes individual thinking, and constantly rewrites history. The protagonist, Winston Smith, tries to defy the system by engaging in a forbidden relationship. However, the party intervenes. Maybe whilst reading the novel, you have this great idea and you write a great paragraph. Orwell uses word choice to create a semantic field that associates Big Brother with brutal violence. In Chapter 7 of Book 1, Winston is writing in his forbidden diary about the ways in which Big Brother falsifies information and rewrites history. He pauses to pick up a children's history book and, upon looking at a portrait of Big Brother, he reflects upon the ways the picture makes him feel. He describes these feelings as though his skull has been penetrated by something battering his brain and frightening him out of his beliefs. Here, Orwell uses repetition of aggressive verbs that have connotations of violence to portray the extent to which Big Brother influences Winston with fear. This highlights Big Brother's inhumane treatment of its citizens who, throughout the book, are re-educated in prisons, beaten, and even killed for exercising individuality. What's more, this depiction of Big Brother alludes to Joseph Stalin, who was a totalitarian dictator of the Soviet Union on whom Orwell based Big Brother. Like Big Brother, Stalin also used fear and mass violence to control people with imprisonments, torture, and executions. This is a great paragraph. You have a strong claim. You tell me what Orwell is doing and how he's doing it. You have evidence which is contextualized and embedded, is also cited. Then you have analysis that focuses on small parts, relates them to the novel as a whole, and relates them to history outside the novel. So, it still doesn't feel complete. What can you do? You can relate the last sentence to the strong claim at the beginning. Perhaps you say, this parallelism can be seen in the language Orwell uses to depict Big Brother as violent. The parallelism here is between Big Brother and Stalin. How does this relate to the strong claim at the beginning of the paragraph? Well, it uses some of the similar language. When we talk about language in the last sentence, we're talking about word choice and semantic field at the beginning. We also use Big Brother, and we use violent where we use violence at the beginning. How might this look in an essay, for example? Perhaps you're given this essay question: what role does Big Brother play within the novel? And your thesis statement is, Big Brother symbolizes the way in which totalitarian governments control their citizens through fear, nationalism, and propaganda. Of course, this paragraph here relates to the fear part. Maybe in this scenario, you want to edit and revise your conclusion to this paragraph. Perhaps you change it to this. This parallelism can be seen in a language Orwell uses to show Big Brother controlling its citizens through its association with fearful violence. What you have done here is you've echoed again the central claim of your paragraph, but you've also used some of the words from the essay prompt and your thesis statement also. You've used Big Brother, you've used control, you've talked about the citizens, and here you've used fearful, where you've used fear in your thesis statement, and violence, what you've used in the central claim of this paragraph. As you can see now, the paragraph feels complete. At the end, there's a sentence that serves to tie everything you're saying back to the main point of your paragraph itself, the central claim, and to the main point of your essay, the thesis statement, all of which answer the essay prompt or question. So, when you're finishing your paragraphs, please remember, relate what you've said in your paragraph to your strong claim at the beginning of the paragraph, the thesis statement, or the essay question. You can also use these tools. Repeat ideas, repeat language, and use synonyms.